All right, everyone, this is a quick video on crimson before it's past its peak. Definitely some of the prettiest flowering clover you'll ever see. But I have got, and you might be able to hear it in the video, I've got tons of honeybees in here working to ensure extra seed is made for the next year's crop. And this has been no reseeding whatsoever. This is year 4. And it just keeps coming back at its own rate. And you can see here some of the wheats and stuff have grown to approximately 3 feet deep in places. There's 1 or 2 spots that's a little taller than that. But as far as consistency out of the ground, this is the best looking crimson I have ever made in this area. On average, this is 2 feet deep. And in many other places now, it is 2.5. And in the upper corner over there on your, over here, is pushing nearly 3 feet tall. Very close to 3. So I know that the ground is getting better. I'm looking for not only good growth, but I want consistent growth, because if you remember, the biomass had good pockets, bad pockets, okay areas. I'm trying to get this ground to where it grows way more consistently. This is the first area here that has done so. Now granted, there are still a couple of bad spots in here, like that little dip right there just would not grow very well. Another bad spot kind of right in there, but they're being reduced. So the more consistent that your food plot is, the less picky your deer will be, because that means if you've got good growing spaces like in the biomass area up there, and then you've got bad growing spaces, the deer will not use the bad. They will just skip over it and move to the good. So your entire food plot is not being utilized properly. And it actually is like a reduction in tonnage and quality food. So you want consistency to be your #1 goal, and you let the big growth will eventually take care of itself. So as I continue to grow crimson in here, I will plant soybean in this once it's dead, and this will hopefully provide tons of cover and allow the soybean to sprout up unharmed, and no turkeys should damage this, and eventually the soybean will take over, while I have soybean growing in these already pre-planted areas here. But you can definitely see a big height difference right there. Deer have funneled in right here. Matter of fact, yeah, that's where deer have funneled in probably last night and went straight through there picking and going into the big clover. But very consistent growth here across the board. There's where deer went in right here. And they selectively browse these plants. It's not like your white clover, so they may hit some of that or some of that. It's just one of these quick and easy browse plants that you can pick out. But hopefully you can see all these honeybees in here. They're everywhere. I can hear it buzzing here. I'm hoping that the camera will pick it up. But either way, I've got a very, very consistent growth out of this now. There's only just a handful of pockets left to fix. Next year, this should be even better. It can get taller than this. It can grow up to 3 feet whenever your ground is at peak efficiency and everything's working for you. The cold snap we had here kind of made it flower a little bit earlier than it normally does, but that's okay, because if it turns out it dies at the end of May instead of June like it typically does, that's just a few extra days for my soybean in the prime growing times. So I'm very happy with this, and I will, if I was to literally mow this right now, there would be 0 crimson come back here next year. So be very careful. If you want to keep this, do not mow it until this has started turning brown, and then you're ready to go. All right, everyone. Hope your crimson's doing well for anybody that's got it, and you have a good day.